Ernest Hemingway, who was an 18-year-old ambulance driver in World War I, has said that war can never be a necessity and it can never be justified on any grounds. It is always considered as a crime, because he has seen the tortures of the World War I, where people are affected physically and mentally. Hello everyone, welcome to the new series of Drishti IAS. I am Ritu, and today we are going to discuss an important topic, which is Israel-Palestinian conflict. And as you all know that almost entire world is involved into the war kind of situation. In case of India, we can see that India is indirectly involved with the war kind of situation with China and also with the Pakistan. Iran, Iraq, Syria are also involved in the different kind of wars. And how we can forget about the Russia-Ukraine conflict, which is still going on. And now we can see that there is a war between Israel and Palestine. So in today's class, we are going to discuss very important topic, which is this Israel-Palestinian conflict. So moving to the points of discussion part. So first of all, we are going to discuss the news and then background, because its background is very necessary for your mains examination and for your prelims examination also. And the regions, because there are different kind of regions for this Israel-Palestinian war, and who are the Hamas who had attacked this thing, and then who are the Hezbollahs. And after that, we are going to discuss practice question for prelims and then mains. So coming to the news part, so on 7th October, we have seen that, Hamas is a group who has attacked the Israeli land, and during that attack, almost 1100 people have died from both sides. Not died, they have killed from the both sides. And Hamas is a militant groups who had done this kind of the attack, and they had done this rocket attack on the grounds, also on the sea and also on the air, which has prompted the Israelis to respond into the issue. And the Israeli Prime Minister has said that they will take revenge of this thing, and they will destroy the Hamas group, and they will also destroy the Gaza Strip. So this kind of thing, a response have been received from the Israeli Prime Minister. So this news we are going to discuss in today's class. So moving to the next slide is about that what is the background of this conflict. So this conflict is nothing new. It has been started from World War I. And what happened that in World War I, there was a collapse of the Ottoman Empire. And after the collapse of the Ottoman Empire, the British had authorized that area, and they had the authority over the Arab land. And into that land, when they had this authority, there was the Arab who were in the majority, and there was the Israelis who were the majority of the Jews. They were also in the minority. So when the British took the authority of this area, the Jews and the Arabs both were present into that area. So this was the situation when the British took the authority. But after that, what happened? There were the conflicts going on between the Arab majority and the Jewish minority. So the Britain were given the task to administer this area and to solve the issues. But this thing has been not solved. And what happened that in 1920s to 1940s, there was a constant migration of the Jews to the Arab world, because there was a hostile environment for them in the whole European countries. So because of that hostile environment and different kind of hostility for them, they had migrated to this Arab countries. And after that, in 1947, that United Nations had also taken so many efforts, and it also came with this two-nation theory that there will be the Israel land and there will be the Palestinian land, and Jerusalem will be under the international administration. But this thing was not accepted by the Palestinians. On the other hand, the Israelis have accepted this offer, but this thing has been not accepted by the Palestinians, and this thing has created further tension between these two groups. And in 1948, when the British withdrew from this area, the Israel had declared himself as an independent, and it had founded an independent nation. So these are the background we are going to discuss in today's lecture. And this thing has not just stopped in 1948. The matter has been escalated since so far. And in 2021 also, we can see that Israeli groups had paraded or raided the Al-Aqsa Mosque of Jerusalem. So this thing has been created again tension in the Israel and Palestinian issue. So moving to the next slide. Next slide is about that what are the regions in this conflict. So the first reason is that Hamas rule in Palestine. We had already discussed that Hamas had attacked on the Israel land. So their rules are very different, and they are very conservative in nature, they are very militant in nature, so their rules are one of the reason for this kind of the conflict. The second thing is that political instability in the both the states. It means that not only Palestinians are saying the political instability, Israel is also seeing so many political instability. And in past 2 years, we can see that there are 4 elections in the Israels. So these are kind of the political instability is not able to solve this issue. The third is that divided Israel. So Israel is a very small land, but what happened that 20% of the Israeli population is associated with the Palestinian groups, and they show their solidarity with the Palestinian groups. It means that they are not supporting Israel into this kind of the war. So there is an internal divide between Israel. So the fourth issue is that issues with the Palestinian people. So Palestinian people have also different kind of issues because they are not able to accept this two nation theory. They are saying that this land belongs to them and the Jews are the migrators, so they need to be the outs from this land. So they are not able to negotiate on this issue. The fourth thing is that the US losing its significance in the region. Earlier in Donald Trump era, we can see that US has a clear stand and they are supporting the Israel, and they had also declared Jerusalem as a de facto capital of the Israel. But in the era of Joe Biden, we can see that US has not a clear stand on it. They are diluting the issue on various grounds. So because of this dilution, the US has lost its significance in the Israel-Palestinian issue. So because of this thing, this whole reason has happened. So coming to the next slide. The next slide is about who are the Hamas. So we have discussed that Hamas are the one who had attacked on the Israeli land. So who are they? So they had formed in 1987 and they are the militant Islamist groups who are active in the Gaza Strip area because of the losing Palestinian administration in the Palestine, and the Palestine administration has become very weak. So in the name of the Islamist Brotherhood or Muslim Brotherhood, they are protecting the Palestinian land and they are protecting the Arab world. And because of that, they are attacking Israel on their behalf. So this is the work of the Hamas. So moving to the next slide. Next slide is about who are the Hezbollah. So Hezbollah is also a militant Islamist groups who are based on the Lebanese, and their origin started from the Lebanese civil war during 1975 to 1990. And they had also supporting the Arab people and Palestinian people, because this did not support this idea that Western should interfere in the Arab world. So they are condemning the Western influence into the Arab world, and they are also condemning the Saudi Arabia and UAE and other countries who are associating themselves with the Israeli. So they are condemning this European interference to the Arab world. Because of that, they are also supporting the Palestinian issue, and they are very militant organization. They are also political active in 13 countries. Their leaders are the leaders of different countries. So this kind of thing, they are very politically active and also militarily active. And they had a full support for this Palestinian people because they are Muslims. So because of that thing, they are also very active, and their presence will affect this Israel-Palestinian issue, and this their Hamas presence will also affect this Israel-Palestinian issue. So there are 3 groups who are presently active in this Israel-Palestinian issue. One is the Fatah, the second is Hamas, and this third is Hezbollah. So these all 3 factors are very important for this Palestinians factor. So moving to the next slide. The next slide is about that what are the stand of different countries. So first we will look for the India's stand. So recently we have seen the tweet of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who had supported the Israelis in this issue, that they are in solidarity with the Israel because it was the Palestine and who are the Hamas who had attacked the Israel thing. But India has always a neutral stand, and it always wanted that there should be the solidarity between both two nations, and both nations should come for the peace talks. So India had also advocated for the peace talks, and in the UN also India always advocated that Jerusalem issues should be solved. Coming to the US stand, US had also advocated that there should be the peace between two countries. On the other hand, US had said that when the Palestinians and Hamas had attacked on the Israel has all the right to defend itself. So this is the stand of US on this issue. And what are the response of the Arab world? So many Arab countries are supporting the Palestinians because of this religion issue. Just like the Iran is also supporting, Qatar is also supporting, Turkey is also supporting. But UAE and Saudi Arabia, who are also the Islamic country, they are not supporting and they are indirectly supporting the Israel on this issue. So this will also create another problem for the Palestine and Israeli issue. So moving to the next slide. Next slide is about that practice question for prelims. Consider the following statement regarding Gaza Strip. Your first statement is it is an Israel enclave. Your second is currently it is controlled by Hamas. And your third is it shares its border with the Israel and Egypt. So these all points are very important from your geographical perspective, because this kind of question can come from your prelims examination. Very important for your state examination, and here they are asking the correct statement. So you have to answer this in the comment section. Coming to the mains part. So this thing is very important from GS2, we already know, but this thing is also important from ethics perspective and also from the essay perspective, because we can see that there is so much war going in all around the world. We have seen that Russia-Ukraine war, which is still going on now. We have this Israel-Palestinian issue, the Turkey is into the war, the Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, almost all countries are fighting with each other directly or indirectly. So these kind of problems are going into the world. So first what you have to do, that you have to give brief background about this Israel and Palestinian issue. As we have already discussed that this thing has been started from World War I, after the collapse of Ottoman Empire. So you can give this kind of background, and then you can also give different kind of instances that when this thing has been escalated. It has been escalated in 2007, it has been also escalated in 2018 and in 2021 also, because both sides keep attacking each other. So these kind of things has happened between Israel and Palestine. So this will be your introduction by giving the background. Coming to that, suggest way forward for it. So you have to also cite a brief kind of regions, that what are the regions. For that you need not to explain the whole regions, just you can make this flow chart for the regions. Like Hamas groups are very active there, the interference by Hezbollahs, identity over land, and there is also conflict over land and this identity, because they belong to different kind of the faiths. So different faiths, infiltration, US interference. So these kind of regions you can cite, and then coming to the way forward, because the demand of the question is that how this problem can be solved. So in the way forward, I am just giving you the point, you have to explain in your answers that first, international organization like UN should have a clear stand on it. If they are coming with a two-nation theory, then they have to also affirm that both nations should accept this two-nation theory. And what will be the solution for this? Jerusalem. So UN have to become very strong into this thing, and it should not play in a dormant way. The second thing is that both Israel and Palestinian need to understand that war is never a solution for any kind of the problem. So they need to negotiate on this kind of the issue. So peace talks should be there, and then there should be no interference by the Britain, US. So the developed countries should not intervene in these kind of matters, because they are funding organization, and because of the terrorist funding they are attacking each other. So there should be ban on the nuclear arm race which is going between these two countries. So ban on retaliation. So this could be another point. And then what India can do into this thing, because India is always known for solving the peace between different countries, and it has also followed the policy of NAM. It has also given the theory of Panchsheel. So how India can solve this problem? So we can give the example that in the UN meeting, India has advocated that there should be peace talks for both countries, and they both countries should be heard, and the marginalized of those countries should be heard, that how they are tortured, how they are exploited. So this could be the India's stand. And then coming to the conclusion part, then you can write conclusion in an emotional way that, you know, war had destroyed the whole world order, and we can see the consequences of World War I and World War II. It had not benefited any countries. So war is never solution for these kind of the problem. Always peace talks and the peace agreement is always a solution for these kind of the problems. And the countries like UAE, Saudi Arabia can play an important role to convincing all the Arab countries that they should not indulge into this religion kind of the war. They should make peace negotiation with the Israel, and Israel should also not make this is an religious issue. So this thing you can write in your conclusion. So I hope you like this lecture. If you have any queries related to this lecture, kindly ask in the comment section. Thank you.